Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. A very good afternoon to all the viewers. I'm Hirul Dadia. Clearly, in terms of markets, overall, if you see, we have seen a sudden slide in trade today. And currently, if you see from a level of almost around 19,450, we've gone below the 19,400 mark. What's led to this kind of a cut is going to be interesting because we've hit a low of 19,371, and that's where we are trading at. If you see in terms of Bank Nifty as well, clearly, Bank Nifty has also seen a sudden slip right now, and a low of 44,595 is what we're tracking there. Joining us on the show to discuss more is Mehul Kothari, AVP uh, at Anand Rathi. Mehul, good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Hiral. Thanks a lot for having me here.
Always a pleasure to speak to you. Mehul, my first question coming to you is in the last 5 to 7 minutes of trade, we've seen that sudden slip that's happened in terms of the markets. What's causing this and what is the derivative data indicating?
There is no reason to it. Actually, what has happened is markets are exhausted, okay, and markets are finding some or the other trigger in order to show some kind of profit booking. So, what is happening is last 5 to 6 trading sessions, Bank Nifty has been constantly underperforming. Bank Nifty has been under pressure. Now, what has happened in today's session specifically? Since morning, only HDFC Group was holding up the Bank Nifty. Okay, so now since everything is done and dusted, because from tomorrow onwards, HDFC Bank will be the only candidate. HDFC Limited will be delisted, or maybe not delisted, but it will be out of trading. So now the story of HDFC is done and dusted. So what we saw in the final hour is some kind of profit booking in HDFC. HDFC Limited started trading from day high to day low. Okay, so that has brought Nifty back under pressure. Now, initially, Reliance was supporting the markets. What has happened is in this 1 hour, Reliance has also come down from days high to days low. So, a couple of stocks were holding the market since last 3 4 trading session, and today nothing else has happened. Just both these couple of stocks have started giving up their gains.
Right. So overall, Mehul, what is the UI indicating? At what level are we seeing maximum open interest build up right now?
As per F&O expiry of weekly basis, that is 13th July expiry, 19,500 being a psychological or a round off level. 19,500 has the highest OI, and on the downside, I feel 19,200 to 19,300 as the highest OI. So overall, even if we take a dip from here on, then 19,200, which is almost 180 points away from here, can be a very strong support for tomorrow's expiry. At the same time, on the upside, we feel 19,500 will be a very difficult level to cross, because technically what has happened is in today's session we have breached yesterday's low. Yesterday's low, which was somewhere near 19,400, that was expected to be a strong support, but now Nifty has broken that low and we are trading comfortably below the same. So it will be very difficult for markets to clear the highs of 19,500 at least for tomorrow's expiry.
Right. So overall, now that we've broken the key support level of 19,400 in today's session, and it seems on closing basis also, it will be a very similar trend. How are you looking at it in terms of the lower levels? What's the next, support level that you're tracking now?
Markets are really showing some good character. Bulls are showing some good character, because constantly we have seen in the last couple of months, Nifty has rallied more than 2,500 points. Okay, without any meaningful correction, of not even a correction of 400 to 500 points. So I feel right now bulls are completely ignoring the chance or the possibility of sharp profit booking in the market. So that is the reason why right now every smaller levels are acting as a support. I mean, not that important levels, but still they are acting as a support. The For example, 19,400 was immediate support, so that acted as a support for the day, but now it has given up. Now the next support is 19,300, then 19,000, 19,200 is there. So in between there are many supports, small supports, but overall we feel 19,000 will be a very make or a very crucial zone. That will be make or break zone. Once 19,000 is taken out on the downside, then the correct the correction which we are expecting, it won't be normal. Okay, it will be a bigger corrective move and a sharper one once 19,000 is taken out on the downside. So there are several supports for the bulls right now: 19,300 followed by 200, and ultimate support is 19,000 from here on.
Right. Moving on from there on, if you see in terms of Bank Nifty, what's the view that you're holding on that front?
See, technically, if I look at the broader picture or broader chart for Nifty Bank Index, then there is a wolf wave kind of formation on Bank Nifty, and that too a bearish wolf wave. So we feel that unless and until the high, that is 45,700 something was the high, or 655, 45,655 was the all-time high for Bank Nifty. Unless and until that is not taken out, Bank Nifty is first of all sell on rise. On the downside, wolf wave targets are much bigger because it can extend the target lower than 40,000 also. So let's not talk about that. But short term, I feel 43,000 could be the zone where this things might settle down for very short term. I'm talking about very short term supports. So overall, 19,000 Nifty, and in comparison to 19,000 support, I feel 43,000 could be a decent support for Nifty Bank Index on the positional front.
Right. Moving on, if you see in terms of stock specific action, let's talk about the likes of Axis Bank as well as ICICI Bank. Now, clearly Axis Bank is continuing to see surplus supply at a higher range. What would your strategy be on that one? And secondly, in terms of Axis Bank as well, it's sustaining a close above those a close above 960 was absolutely crucial for ICICI Bank as well. How are you looking at both of them?
See, first let's discuss Axis Bank. Axis Bank on the daily chart, we have a double top kind of formation, and that too we are now getting confirmation that this pattern is double top formation. And at the same time, there is a breakdown also in today's session below 950. So what we would be waiting for is once today's low is broken in tomorrow's session. So once Axis Bank sustains below today's low in tomorrow's session for an hour or so, so we feel that the implication of this double top formation can be seen in Axis Bank, and due to that, there could be a profit booking, and that can drag the Axis Bank stock towards the first support level of 920. This will be followed by 900, which is the placement of its 200-day moving average. So that kind of 4 to 5% correction we are expecting in Axis Bank if today's low is broken in tomorrow's session. Now coming to ICICI Bank still looks really strong, and it has a support near 930 to 920 zone. So as of now, max possible downside in ICICI Bank could be 930 to 920, which is again 2 to 3%. So both these stocks are might see some kind of profit booking, but ICICI Bank is better than Axis Bank.
Right. What's the activity indicating in terms of the HDFC twins? Because you have HDFC Limited, for which today is the last trading day. The markets will be bidding a goodbye to HDFC. Are you seeing that square off happening in terms of volumes? And are you seeing a counter impact in terms of HDFC Bank as well?
Of course, yes. See, that is what has been happening since last 1 hour or so. Because see, HDFC, if we see HDFC Bank specifically, today's high was around 16,666, 16,066, and the low is somewhere near to 16,000, 1,630, and currently we are trading near the day's low. And that too, the impact is coming with a higher volume. So what is happening is people are now squaring off their positions because a month before, what has happened was many people went into arbitrage positions in both the stock because some they were buying HDFC Limited and selling HDFC Bank July futures. So I believe the squaring up of those positions is happening, and that is the reason why we are witnessing lots of volumes in both these counters. At the same time, from tomorrow onwards, as I said earlier, everything is now done and dusted. So a whole new chapter will begin for HDFC Bank, and then from tomorrow onwards we'll have to see how the stock prices are reacting, because right now everything was positive. Of course, yes, fundamentally HDFC becomes a very huge bank, and fundamentally we are very much bullish on HDFC Bank. But on the technical fronts, for short term, we need to first wait and watch and check out tomorrow's price action, how the prices will react, because right now the counter is in a very broad range of 1550 on the downside to 1750 on the upside. So 200 points range is there. Currently, it is very much in between of this range.
Right. Moving on in terms of other names, Mehul, let's look at a Bata India. That counter is seeing a short build up in trade today. What should the strategy be?
See, Bata India has been trading in a strong uptrend, but today we saw some kind of profit booking. This price action is accompanied with higher volumes. So I feel that at least the upside is capped in this counter. 1700 to 1720 is a very, very strong resistance. So one should avoid buying unless and until that top is taken out. On the downside, I feel 1620 could be a good support for positional front. If anyone is holding this counter, then follow this stop loss 1620, because 1620 it will again start its profit booking move, and this can drag the stock towards 1550 or maybe 1500 in a over a period of time. So 1620 should be the stop loss. One should hold this position with a stop loss of 1620. Avoid buying fresh in Bata India.
Right, so avoid fresh buying in terms of Bata India. That's the word coming in. Moving on, some bearish positions seen on a LTI Mindtree Coforge from the IT space in today's session. What's your view?
Yes, see, it has this counter has given one of the biggest whipsaw in this series, F&O series, because what has happened was uh, 6 to 7 days back, there were rumors, not rumors. People used to talk about LTIM because this stock was expected to join Nifty. Okay, so a lot of long positions were built up in this counter, and whenever the entire consensus goes long in some kind of stock, then generally I have seen that such kind of positions or such kind of long positions are stuck for a very long time. So that is what has happened in LTI Mindtree, because many people went long. In fact, we were quite bullish on LTI Mindtree near to 5200, 5300 levels. So even we initiated buy trade in LTI Mindtree, but yes, the stop loss is hit now. Now what has happened is the counter is again moving towards a bit lower level, 4600 to 4650. That could be the max downside in this leg. That is what we feel. We feel that the counter will settle down near to 4650, 4700 zone, and then again the upside, it will resume its upside, but it will take time to recapture that 5300, 5400 price, which was the recent high.
Right. Let's look at a HAL, Mehul. What's your view on a HAL in today's session? Because that counter is also seeing some bit of bearish positions in today's trade and a good run up that we've seen on the counter already.
Yes, see, this kind of stock, HAL, BEL, BDL, they are in a strong bull run. And day before yesterday, no, in fact, yesterday we saw a fresh breakout in HAL, which was somewhere near to 4000 odd levels. And today we are witnessing some kind of profit booking. So yes, this could be temporary, because we feel that again 3700 to 3600 zone will act as a very strong support for HAL, because on every dip we are witnessing bulls are again joining and coming with full force to go long in this counter. And we see that the potential of the stock is around 4500 to 5000. So that could be the potential upside in this year itself. So we feel that HCL is a buy on dips. As of now, support is somewhere near to 3650, 3700.
Right. How are you looking at a Delta Corp? Because good amount of longs that are being unwound on a Delta Corp in today's session. What should the strategy be?
Of course, yes. See, because of this news and all that, Delta Corp has suffered a lot. But I feel that now is the time that the counter is trading somewhere near to do or die levels, because 170 to 165, that has been a support since past 1 year or so. Because during the month of July 2022, when the stock was trading near to 175, 180 levels, then we saw a rally towards 240, 230 to 240. So every time this counter came near to 185 or 175 levels, we have witnessed strong buying action. So currently it is trading near that demand zone. So we feel that the counter might settle down a bit. We don't expect any kind of fireworks again very soon enough in this counter. But yes, at least the selling could be might get arrested somewhere near to 175, 180 odd levels.
Right. Mehul, apart from the names that we've already discussed, any recommendations that you would have for our viewers?
See, we are liking Hiral mining stocks right now. Our first stock is GMDC, which we are liking a lot. GMDC one can go long because of news are going on with regards to that lithium thing. So GMDC could be one of the stock one can go long near to 170 odd levels. 165 could be the stop loss for short term, and upside target can be 180. Another stock which we are very bullish, despite of the news, is NMDC. NMDC, which is currently trading near to 111 level. We feel that it's a strong positional buy with a stop loss of 103 and upside target of somewhere near to 125 to 130 in the coming 2 to 3 months. So NMDC and GMDC, both the stocks which we are bullish on.
Right. So these two counters is something we should be watching out for as well. Thank you, Mehul, so much for joining us on the show and sharing those views. But clearly, if you see in terms of markets, the pressure did build in the last 15 minutes of trade where we hit a low of 19,366, and near the day's lowest levels is what we are seeing Nifty close as well. A similar trend seen in terms of Bank Nifty as well, almost near the day's lowest levels of 44,562. So there is that pressure that is building in, but how is tomorrow's session going to look like is going to be interesting in terms of stock specific action. And if you see the advanced decline ratio as well, pretty much in favor of the bears. If you talk about the top stocks, ONGC, Eicher Motors, Nestle, Kotak Mahindra Bank, as well as Sun Pharma, these were the top gainers. Whereas on the losing end, you had Adani Enterprises, Infosys, Ultratech Cement, BPCL, as well as Tata Motors. So it's mainly Infosys as well as the HDFC twins that have dragged the markets lower. Interestingly, you have the mid cap index as well, which hit a record high in today's session. So that was an interesting move that we saw. And in terms of broader markets, you had names like Nazara Technologies, Delta Corp, which saw some sharp cuts. Marksons and Lupin saw some good moves. LG Equipments, Bharti Airtel, BSC, as well as Mascon, Dock Shipbuilders, Steel Strip Wheels were a few of the other names that saw some smart moves. And Premier Explosives and Zen Technologies, both these counters are having a dream run over the last couple of trading sessions, and this is mainly on the back of the kind of order wins they have been seeing. The next thing that we need to watch out for these companies is in terms of what is the execution expected to look like and how much of it will actually translate into revenues over the next 2 to 3 years. And very lastly, one of the other names which has supported markets is a Reliance Industries, which actually hit a fresh 52-week high. It was just around, say, around 40 to 50 points away from its record high levels as well in today's session. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch out for from here on. That's all that we have on this session. Thanks for watching. Lots more lined up on the other side. Please stay tuned to BQ Prime.